Hi, my name is Jason, and this is Rodney, and welcome to MyLeaderSource.com. Today we're going to be going over the kettlebell swing. Kettlebell swing is a great move to develop explosive hip power. Great for emulating the same desired heart rate as a sprint. If you don't like impact on your knees and ankles, if you can't run for a while, pick up a kettlebell, start doing this exercise, and you'll develop some tremendous hip and leg power. Okay, so mainly you're going to feel this exercise in the quads, glutes, and hamstrings, a little bit into that lower back and traps as well. So you're getting that whole posterior chain lit up on this exercise. Okay, so Rodney's going to help me out today, and we're going to go over some key points that'll help you be successful and stay safe in the kettlebell swing. First, what you'll find is when you approach the kettlebell swing, you want to make sure that you're actually going to pick it up safely. So remember, proper lifting in the workplace, right? You're going to step up to that kettlebell just like you would a deadlift. He's going to stand up into that quarter squat position, and he's just going to make sure he's got a good grip on the kettlebell. Now first, he wants to make sure his feet are spread out into our air squat position or just outside air squat position, whatever allows his arms to sneak through there without any impingement. Okay. As he gets in position, he's going to actually quarter squat down and just let that bell hang. Now to start this position, what he wants to make sure is his lumbar is fully extended, his back is up nice and tall. Okay, I'm going to have him stand sideways, and I want to make sure he puffs this out. So he's going to lean over from the hips, so he's going to pull the hips back. He's going to make sure that lumbar is nice and tight. All right. As he begins to swing, what he's going to do is extend his knee and hip, and he's going to drive it forward and create these small swings to get the bell moving first. Now remember, you want to try to utilize just the hip and knee from here. We're not looking to use any real shoulder movement right now. So we're going to start with just a small kettlebell swing to make sure you know how to use those hips and knees properly. So again, extending at the knee and hip, making sure that bell is swinging freely. Okay. And again, that lumbar is in full extension. So now he's going to keep getting higher and higher with each swing. So as you feel more comfortable, we're going to develop that distance that it travels up until he's reaching almost where those upper arms are lined up with the ears. Okay, now he's got a full swing going. Notice the lumbar extension. He keeps that chest nice and upright. It does pull him over, but he fights it right back here. So you can see the work in the glutes and hamstrings right now. He's going to get hip and knee extension, follow all that energy up, swing that kettlebell up. So from here to here, hip. So you got hip, and then he's going to pull it up into position with those shoulders at the top. You can relax for a second. Remember, when you're doing this move, you want to start off picking the weight up off the ground safely. Okay, so always remember safe lifting in the workplace. Some of the common faults associated with the kettlebell swing are a couple of things that can be very detrimental to your lower back. So we want to be very careful. One, first, assuming the right position as we stand up. So what you'll find in position, he's going to pick the bar up, or the bell up, excuse me. And one, we're going to talk about this rounded back position first. So he's going to turn sideways, and what you'll see is he's going to actually give me this folded over back. So right now he's already starting in a bad position, whether he squats a little bit, so bend those knees just a little. So even if he has a good leg position, his lower back is rounded. The first thing we want to fix is this back position. So he wants to turn his hip out, lock that hip back there, and really make sure that lumbar is nice and tight. Okay. From there, he wants to begin that swing. And what's going to happen is, as he's going out, what he's going to do is I want you to try and give me a swing where you don't actually extend your knees, where you just pop your hips and kind of slide in there. So you're almost going to slide your knees forward, right? And yeah, almost scoop in there. Yeah, there you go. So if he doesn't get any knee extension, notice the bell's not going to get as much extension. It's not going to float up as much. You'll see how that knee stays open, or closed, excuse me. He wants to make sure he extends it and extend that hip at the same time. Notice that knee extension, and that will help the bell travel high. Okay? And you can relax for just a second. Okay, so far, lumbar extension, right? Making sure that the hip and knee fully extend. That lower back is not rounding at all. The next one is going to be a bent arm position. We don't want to see these arms bending too much to create pull with the actual kettlebell, okay? So you'll see this flexed arm position as he goes to swing. He'll get pulling, and he'll yank up with that bent arm. And what that'll do is sometimes that'll send that kettlebell swing into a dump. So it'll actually be hanging in front, drooping from your hand. So you'll get this drooping effect where it's just hanging out there with that bent arm position. So what we want to do is make sure we extend those arms fully, get a good grip on the kettlebell, and then make sure that kettlebell is pointing the same direction as your arms as it travels up. Notice that point, right? That bottom of that kettlebell is pointing the same direction as your arm the entire time. Okay, you can relax, Rodney. And those are just a few of the common faults associated with the kettlebell swing. Remember, when performing the kettlebell swing, it can be very, very dangerous for your back. You want to progress slowly, starting out with lightweight. As you can tell, it's a great cardiovascular move, right? Gets the heart rate up, emulates sprinting. You can use these in small sets of 10 to 20 reps at a time, 3 to 5 sets. It should get you pretty lit up. Remember, you're going to be utilizing the glutes, hamstrings, and lower back. You'll feel a little tight back there for the first couple times that you do it. Make sure I would suggest supervision on these if you're first doing it. Keep that lumbar tight. Make sure your weight stays back in your heels and you're allowing that kettlebell to stay in full extension at the arm, overhead at the top position. Again, I want to thank Rodney for helping me out and being the demo person today. So we're going to be done with that kettlebell swing. Guys, go ahead and have some fun with that.